This is KGAN News Channel 2 with Amy Johnson and Bob Hilton. The news starts now.
As a result of a News Channel 2 I-Team investigation that aired last night, the city of Cedar Rapids is, as of now, changing how it does business.
And further, it's called in the DCI, the Department of Criminal Investigation, to determine whether the city has broken the law.
In case you missed our first report, here's what happened. The I-Team has uncovered information that the city has spent hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars to dump a chemical solvent, a degreaser, into sewers.
Now, here's the problem. First off, the chemical may not work. No surrounding cities use it. It's not environmentally correct. Also, the chemical is dangerous to workers. And the city bought thousands of gallons of the stuff for years without taking bids from other suppliers.
The city has been paying $1,500 for every gallon drum of the chemical that they could have been getting for, get this, $130.
I-Team reporter Sandy Riesgraf joins us right now. Sandy, what happened today?
Well, since we aired our first report last night, the phones have been ringing off the hook. City workers calling us to say, yes, what we're reporting is true, that they haven't come forward before for fear of losing their jobs. That's the case of a city worker you're about to meet.
What some city employees tell us isn't quite right is what News Channel 2's I-Team witnessed here on Monday afternoon. Sewer department workers dumping 3 55-gallon drums of sewer solvent down the 2nd Street sewer line. It's something this current city employee, who wants his identity protected, is all too familiar with. He says he's done the same thing time after time.
You were told to take chemicals and do what with them?
Dump them. Get rid of it. We took stuff to locations that, in my judgment, it wasn't necessary.
It didn't even need the chemical?
No.
Didn't have grease buildup?
No.
They just wanted you to get rid of the chemical?
Basically.
Why?
So they can buy more.
Buy more at what we found to be unbelievable prices. For years, the city has been paying Intertrade Chemical $27.50 a gallon for sewer solvent, spending a whopping $163,000 a year on the stuff. Hydrite Chemical of Waterloo says it can provide a similar chemical to do the same job for a mere $1.80 a gallon. But Hydrite and many others were never allowed to bid. And look at this. From Dubuque to Des Moines, no other large city around us uses chemicals to clean grease from sewers. These cities use hydrojet trucks like this to flush the lines. They say the chemicals are too costly, often don't work, and are not environmentally correct to use. So why does Cedar Rapids use the chemicals when it too has jet trucks?
You've got machines that'll do the job, but nobody wants to do it. Like I said, it's a dirty, filthy job.
It's work compared to just dumping chemicals.
Sure it is.
City Sewer Supervisor Rick Hermanson says chemicals are used on the 2nd Street line because it's just too long for jetters to work. But when the chemicals are used, here's what else we found. These guys were not properly protected. Fire Department Hazardous Materials member Lieutenant Jim Thatcher says workers must wear face masks, goggles, and gloves. Potassium hydroxide eats your skin, and
if the concentration is high, when you put it into like water or something like that, you will get heat released and some gases that may come off of that. So it would be advisable not to breathe any vapors that would be coming off of that.
Did you ever wear protective clothing?
No.
Anything?
No.
Gloves?
Just gloves.
No face mask?
No face mask, no goggles, no nothing.
Well, the safety, usefulness, and cost of sewer solvent is all in question here. This city employee is questioning something else.
They talk about they want to lay people off and stuff. This is one way to avoid those kinds of situations, is to stop wasting money like this.
Far worse than the issue of waste is how the city has been handling this whole business, whether the law was broken and what the city is going to do about it now that we've brought it all out into the open.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Quite a
Excellent
story.
report. Excellent.
Well, here to tell us what action the city is taking is Streets Commissioner Don Thomas.
Don, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Why did you guys decide right at this point to make this investigation?